world. Double fisting it today. We have miso. If you haven't just started your day with a cup of miso, a little bit of hot sauce in there, that's a perfect way to warm up the guts. A little coffee. Anyway, good afternoon. Kitty Whiskers really slept. I slept like my life depended on it, and I've needed it. I have not slept well in the last 3 weeks. So here we are. I'm gonna give you a heads up, folks. I have turned off comments and have removed my email. I will no longer be taking any more private readings. And for now, the comments have to be silence. This week is just rife. And I've said it before, I'm just a human, and my tolerance right now is at all-time low. 99% of you, I just love you to bits. And for that 1%, my lord, grandmama, send these people some love today. So, here we are. What deck? I really brought some decks today. We brought the owl deck, the cat deck, and the runic deck, and the floral. Okay, what's the mood? Grandmama. Okay. Let's go cat. Let's go kitty whiskers. Okay. I'm gonna give a little shove. It might be a little bit loud. Okay. Let's call in those crowd favorites. God, Jesus, Grandma, Buddha Archangels, all Ascended Masters, all of my benevolent ancestors, anyone that you're working and praying with, please call them in. Again, for my 1%ers, may love find you now. Actually, an exciting news. So my epiphany this morning is, I will be naturally pulling back from readings anyways because I have a full course load. This is my year of big motions. I was working on some big legal motions. It's a long game. It has been a long game the last 5 years, but anyway, between school, life, and legal stuff, I was naturally going to be pulling away from readings, but I was on a Facebook group this morning, and this is also what's just come up a lot. So many people are having to represent themselves in court who are also going through domestics, separations, child custody stuff, and like so many of us, we fall through the cracks. And I was kind of seeing with this channel, I'm like, it's not tarot that we need right now. It's like, we need access to information. We need to know where to go, what to do, how to do it, who to contact, whether it's for mental health stuff, legal stuff, all the things. So it occurred to me, because now that I'm 5 years into representing myself and have learned quite a bit and still have a lot more to learn, and also seeing how much information is gatekept. Like, it is shocking that so many people had access to information in the legal system, whether it be judges, lawyers, legal aid, the justice centers. In this province, we have something called neolegal. Like, there's a lot of information and it's gatekept and you're supposed to know everything, which I think is it just blows my mind that the legal system, who also had to do many years of schooling, the assumption and the responsibility is placed off of regular folk to just know what to ask, how to ask, where to go, how to do it, when also, like, you cannot find that information sometimes. So I decided that in between my own legal proceedings and school, for the next year or two, I'm going to be working on compiling and building a website for people so that no one has to do this alone or like scramble to find this information that should be literally accessible, easy to find, and like a how-to. So anyway, that's my new passion project. So actually, 1%ers, thank you. Thank you for showing me that sometimes tarot actually is not what's needed for the world. It's like people need access to real things. And I'd much rather work on that. Okay, Grandmama. St. Catherine of Siena, get in here. Oh, Ireland, especially since we were on that Ireland kick. Oh, I turned off comments. Never mind. I was gonna say, tell me about some other saints. Ooh, yeah, some warrior saints, some justice saints. That's okay, I'll do my own research. I'll find it. Okay, Grandmama. What's going on for the collective today? What do they need to hear? Oh, stars. Look at that. Look at that constellation. Leo, are you in the crowd right now? You don't have to be a Leo. Oh, I love that. And because I did my tree research last summer, I was using my technology to actually like speed up the process of learning because I lost all my tree identification books. This is the ginkgo tree. Ginkgo is very good for you. It is very healing. So how fitting, this little kitty, our little chaton, in the tree of ginkgo, looking up at the constellation of Leo. Exactly, the ancestors. And it's making me think of The Lion King. I haven't seen it in a real long time, but that scene, and I don't even remember all the names. Simba talking to the dad. Who's the dad? I don't know. Anyway, but you know when I think he comes in spirit form and talks about the stars being the ancestors or like watching over, I forget. It's been a really long time, but there's something here, right? Yeah, if you know, you know. Okay. Yeah, maybe you need to be talking to your ancestors right now. Okay, well, healing's on the table. Looks great. It is past facing. Four of Wands, Four of Fire, otherwise known as, look at that. Now, this is fun because it's depicted and denoted by four little kitties instead of the wands. But look, they're having a great time. They got the disco ball. Oh man, my son and I have a few disco balls we like to put up around the house. See, again, there's something about, because it's not even a true disco ball. It's like a gem, but it's refracting and it's colorful. But for me, it's giving kind of the same, because like, look at the tail. There's like all of this like sparkly business. And the fact that we see four in the home, it's not just like the Four of Wands depicting the home and the happy family or whatever that looks like. We're actually seeing four kitties. So there really is something here about, even if it's not ancestral, that's past, this is definitely, sorry guys, I'm like sweating buckets right now. I've turned down the heat. It's still wicked cold, but anyway. Okay, so we got healing. We got a happy home. Oh my God, 10 of C. Yes, yes, yes. Again, look at all the happy chatons. Oh, we got a little, I was gonna just say Cancer crab. Oh, so do we have a Cancer in the house? Again, look at all the stars up top and look at this sparkly business. I love this. I've barely used this deck, which is crazy because we all know I'm a big cat lover. Like my email is cat dad related, everything. Oh, okay, hold on. Okay, what are we throwing out in bunches? No. Okay, so Grandmama, what's going underneath stars? Oh boy, 10 of Sky, which is the 10 of Swords. Oh, geez. Okay. And there's lightning. Whew. Oh, and he's missing an eye. Oh, man. Yeah, this is rough. Okay, so what's going underneath the Four of Fire? The Seven of Earth, which is funny because that was the card I was just looking at, but it came back out. Okay, so Seven of Pentacles. Sorry, guys. So funny too, I'm wearing my tiger tights underneath my pants right now. And in fact, it's part of what's leading me to sweat profusely. Oh, this is the part of winter I hate, when it's like wicked cold and you have to dress in all the layers, but then you go inside and then it's like so hot inside because it's so cold outside, but then you also have things like tights underneath your pants. Oh, you can't win. Okay, 10 of C, what's going underneath it? No, just one card, please. Oh, 5 of fire. Okay, so it's interesting. This section right here, we see this like conflict, things going on, but your top row, delicious. Okay. What's going underneath stars to the 10 of sky? No, just please, one card. I beg of you, Spirit Team. The Tower. Okay. What's going underneath the 4 of fire to the 7 of earth? Okay, why is it these two? Okay, which one do you want to put down first? This one? God, 9 of sky. Okay, well, what's the one that I want to go with it? To the 6 of cups, though. Okay, I'm just gonna lay that on top as a kind of a clarifier. Okay, so what is the 10 of C to the 5 of fire? The 3 of swords. Okay. So I kind of have a better understanding of why the top row, this is about your ancestors and also your community rallying around you, kind of preparing you. It looks as though shit's about to go down because your current energy, like I read it like a story. So no matter which way the rows go, I can read it in a few different ways. But from what I'm seeing, I'm like, okay, we gotta prepare you. And also it looks as though, again, your family, the ancestors, but also I think real community here. We're gonna clarify. Yeah, we're gonna use the runic deck now to clarify, because shit's getting spicy on the table. Oh, good, I kinda stopped sweating too. Okay, hold on. I have this one necklace that I wear. Oh, that just also tickles and scratches me when I'm already scratchy, and it's just gotta come off right now. Oh, the tangles. Oh my god, this is the shit that makes me want to scream. Okay. I'll just hold it. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, you go here for a sec. This was Grandmama's necklace, actually. I bought this for my grandma. She gave up jewelry. There's a lot of things that she gave up for her faith. But one of the things that I felt called to do, it was like I sensed that my grandmother was going to leave the earth. It was like a download. Anyway, so I bought the most simple, and it did not come on a string. It had a gold chain, but my son, when he was a baby, grabbed it. Any hoodle. But anyway, my grandmother, out of kindness, did occasionally wear this. And when she passed away, instead of it being buried with her, I asked if I could have it back because I know that she had worn it. And I wanted to keep it close by. So that is Grandmama's necklace. Representing. Okay. Okay, so you're the King of Pentacles in your star energy. Okay, so you're a big boss. Yeah, you're doing well. You're doing well for yourself. And even if you're not seeing the monetary now, it's the energy of you. The King of Pentacles is a long-term planner. They will take their time. They're definitely my measure twice, cut once kind of person. They use their slowness as their asset of observing, seeing exactly what it is that's in front of them, and then asking themselves, is this worth my time? So they're very intentional. Everything that the King of Pentacles has is really through intentionality, observation, but also really knowing your worth and value. This is someone who will not accept anything that is not the cream of the crop, the best of the best for them. And that's always going to look different for everyone. Everyone has different needs, wants, and desires. And this is also someone, again, with this Four of Wands, Ten of Cups, again, hostess to the mostess, really making sure that the people that they love and that they take care of and oversee has everything that they could want. And not just want, but again, the good stuff, right? So if like you needed a pair of winter boots, no expense would be lost. It would be like they would research the best of the best of the best and of something that you would want, you know? So like, again, in terms of your aesthetic, you know, but making sure it was the best quality. Okay, so that's your energy. So very generous, very steadfast, reliable, steady as a rock. Yeah, okay. But because that star energy is here and it's past facing, it also tells me though that like you've taken the time in your past to address things. It's important to you. Again, value. What has value? Healing has high value for you. Because again, you know, you can't be a demonstration of who you believe you are without addressing things and tackling stuff. And knowing that there's like inherent value and making sure mentally, emotionally, and physically you are mastering those things and making sure that you have all the tools to address it. So like, you know, it's a lot easier for us to address physical maladies because it's like immediate, and also it really impedes our ability to go out into the world. But you would feel the same about mental, emotional health and well-being. So that to you is high value. Okay, so let's clarify your Four of Wands. Oh man, look at this, Nine of Penties. Yeah, you're really large and in charge. Now, see, I always get sad about this card because the polar bear is my bear. I'm from the Northwest Territories of Canada, and I really love the polar bear. And I really hate to see someone sitting on it like this. But because in the strength card in this deck, where is it actually? I love that the strength card in this one is where the woman is actually laying her head on the polar bear. This is why this is like my deck. It really encapsulates my own energy, but like as someone who loves lions and big kitties, my next go-to would be bear. I very much have bear energy. In fact, most people in my life call me Little Brown Bear. Little known fact. Yeah, see? I like that energy a little bit more. It makes me sad to go from that to this, but whatever, it's a representation. Well, again, there's a lot of wisdom here because the owl is sitting on her shoulder. And so, again, this is a representation of something, like this is a man-eater. It's like the largest bear on earth. It really is extraordinary to see. A polar bear was actually shot outside of my house in Nunavut. We lived in a community of like less than 300 people. It's fly-in only. Polar bears galore. There's no vehicles other than a water truck. And so when polar bears come into town, you have to actually kill them because they will eat all the dogs and they can break into your home. It's a threat. But, and that's why I also get sad. I was really young. I was like probably 4 or 5 when I was shot in my backyard. Thankfully, though, nothing goes to waste in our Indigenous communities. But again, she's empowered because she's done these things, right? Like, these are probably the shields of like fallen enemies, but it's really just to denote that like whatever comforts you have or anything that you've gained, you have because you did it. You've put in the work. No one else, you know? And so that probably goes for your home as well. Like again, there's a lot of creature comforts here. Okay. And a lot of stuff around the home. Well, we did see that little Cancer crab. I feel like I could have a Cancer here with like Leo rising or Leo in Venus, or the opposite. I feel like we could have Leo with like Cancer rising or Cancer Venus. Hello, fellow Cancer Venus people. Yeah, my Venus is in Cancer. Oh yeah. Okay. Tennessee. Hey, Tennessee. But I just heard Tennessee, like the state. Oh, are some of you from Tennessee? Oh, okay, that's an accent like the South. But I used to have a roommate from Tennessee. My God, that accent. Oof. Ooh, I mean, most accents really make me weak in the knees. Who are we kidding? Irish, Scottish, like really Australian, New Zealand. Any accent is gonna make me weak in the knees. Let's just be real. Okay, but Tennessee. Oh, and then I just heard Tennessee Williams. So maybe also some of you have the last name Williams, or you could be a William, a Will. Oh my goodness, look, the Four of Wands. It's sweaty bed sheets and the heads of the enemies. Ooh. Okay. I feel like we're gonna have to go through and clarify and then maybe come back, because I'm like, okay, your top row looking delicious. What is about to go down? And also, does it have to do with this sweaty bed sheet? Like, what? Oh, man. Okay. Okay. Here we go. You ready, guys? Buckle up, buttercups. Here we go. Ten of Swords. Clarify. What's this about? The Hierophant. Oh. Again, are we D-Town? Not the fun one? Divorce Town? Well, the Ten of Swords also is the ending, though, but it's also just indicating of where you've just come from. But it's like, again, I read it like a storybook, so it's like in the middle. Your current energy is delicious, but this would seem like something coming up. But mind you, divorce is really long. Like legal proceedings go on and on and on. Do they not? Can I get an amen? Amen! Yeah. So maybe you're in this glow up energy, like feeling good because you've already done half of the work. Maybe you've already left this person. You're already in your new home. You've been fixing it up. But does it mean to say that you still don't have a million goddamn legal things that you have to do with this idiot? Okay. See, now in this Seven of Earth, I don't like the Seven of Earth because it tells me that someone, especially in the context of a relationship, I don't like that they're watching your door. To me, it feels like someone who's watching, and again, it's pouncing. They're waiting to pounce. And given that it's beside this energy, to the Tower, to the Nine of Swords, to the Three of Swords. Oh, God. Again, I feel like this is going to be a bit of a warning reading, to be like, very much like the Facebook group that I was on about domestic violence. I can't stress enough. I mean, most of you already know this, but like, oh, leaving already makes people very, it's very precarious. It really tends to trigger people and make you more vulnerable. So, that being said, like, please move quietly. Try to find people that you trust that are not in contact with this person. A lot of women's shelters, and it's unfortunate fellows who may also be experiencing this. There tends to be less resources for men in domestic violence. But for the ladies, and it usually is mostly a lot of women, because that is the stats, not to say that men don't, but it is predominantly women. Yeah, these are the times where you really want to move carefully, quietly, get your ducks in a row, and really reach out to places if, because this kind of energy on the table, I'm like, oh boy. And it's this card, and it's like right in the center. I really don't like this. Yeah. And again, just like with my other reading, I take this stuff very seriously. And as seen, even just by my experiences on the internet, it's just like people are at all different levels and stages in their life, and we cannot assume that everyone is fully functioning or has the best intentions for us. Okay, let's talk about this 7 of Pentacles with this cat. Okay, Wheel of Fortune. But see, we have the Mother Maiden Crone, or the Maiden Mother Crone. Okay, so there is a shift here. Okay, so what is the shift? But Hecate also kind of rules the Maiden Mother Crone energy. Ooh, the Ten of Swords. Oh. Oh. Let's clarify, but are the tables turning for this jerk-kicking snake? Because 2026, this is why I'm kind of excited, to be honest, that like all of my long game, it's always going to be a long game battle with an NPD in family court. But we've been seeing it progressively each year that the liars, the creeps of the world, the abusers, like, and justice for all, that energy is really starting to amplify. Like, the wheel is turning. I don't like the word the meek, like the meek shall inherit the earth. For me, it's always the vulnerables. The vulnerables will inherit the earth. So is the tables turning for this person? Interesting. Okay, well, let's just keep going, and then I'm gonna we'll look into this person and see what's coming up for them. Okay, so let's talk about this 5 of Fire, the 5 of Swords. Yeah. The 4 of Pentacles, if you've been around for a hot second, the 4 of Pentacles to the 5 of Fire, I'm not here to diagnose, but I'm going to say that there's, whether you call it personality disordered, in court, it'll always be high conflict. But it doesn't really matter, really, a diagnosis. High conflict, personality disordered, NPD, abusers just have a modus operandi, if you will. It's very predictable. So again, and with things like stalking, normative people don't do this behavior. It really is indicative of future patterns and behaviors. So this is why I say take this very seriously. Reach out. And yes, my own experience, having grown up with domestic violence and having lived in women's shelters with my mom and seeing her go through it, and then in my own life, having been stalked by men and having to do things like file restraining orders. And even currently, we all know it's bullshit. It also endangers people actually a lot more. But on the other hand, the legal system wants to see things done. You have to have a paper trail. It's kind of like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. But outside of things like restraining orders, really start with like women's shelters. And it's going to vary again, state to state, province to province. And again, this is why I'm really like, you know what? It's not tarot. I think like what we need is like the world to pool resources to say, hey, I know of this place, I know of this organization, I know of this legal team, I know of this, like, there's so many, but it's gate kept. Anyway, but seeing this energy, whoever I'm reading for, again, in all seriousness, take this very seriously. And I'm sure that you do. But this person, yuck. Okay, so the Tower. I'm really interested though. Is it the Tower? What I'm really looking forward to finding out is like, is this for this goddamn idiot? Okay. So let's clarify the Tower, please. Okay, so 6 of Swords, leaving. Yeah, I really feel, again, you're gonna be divinely guided. And sometimes that divine intervention, the spirits will work through people in the world. And that's why it's like, yes, it takes a lot of effort. You don't know what to do, but like, you just have to start what I call the shotgun blast effect of reaching out. Start Google searching and just start making phone calls. A lot of the time, and this is where it's super fucking cunty, it's gonna be a lot of dead ends. Just keep showing up, keep making phone calls, keep Googling stuff and reaching out, asking questions, because somewhere along the way, you will get access to the information that you need. But it does look like you're going to be guided to calmer waters. Okay, so we had the 9 of Swords to the 6 of Sea. Okay, hold on. I'm going to just set the 6 of Cups to the side for a second. So this is what that 9 of Swords looks like. So, not sure who yet, but someone here is really worried. They're having a lot of nightmares. Okay, so Grandma, tell us about this 9. Oh, someone's drinking a lot. It's the 9 of Cups, but... Okay, tell me a bit more. Who is this person? Is this you? I don't think it is. Maybe. The Chariot. Okay, Grandmama, who is in the 9 of Swords? 9 of Cups. The 10 of Wands to the Moon. Yeah, I think it's this person. And to be honest, like, again, this figure, I don't love. The 2 black crows. And it's with the Moon. Again, a battle. I feel as though this person, like most very unwell people, and especially those who abuse, yeah, like, their inner world is not peaceful. That is for certain. And so I'm sure there is a lot of internal battles, especially if you've left this person or in the, divorce proceedings or child custody stuff. Okay, interesting. So the 3 of Swords. Who is the 3 of Swords for? Oh, the Tower. I think it might be this person. I really hope it is. Let's clarify. Yeah, and I love this Tower. I really do. Again, if anything could really encapsulate my energy at times, my duality of Gemini, I would say like the Light Seers or like the Owl deck and like this deck. Like Spice level 9 million. Yeah, when you're just up to your eyeballs and assholes and you're like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. Okay. Yeah, I feel like this person... Okay, so hold on. I want to put these cards in because now I have a story. We know what the story is. Now what I want to clarify is who is going to be in the 10 of Swords. We saw the 10 of Swords twice. I really do feel it's for this person, but let's clarify. Okay, so first, Grandma, tell me about this person who the collective is dealing with. Oh Oh man, the softest, biggest, fattest snowflakes are falling right now. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh man. And we already saw the Five of Wands. You know what? I've always said that this is my favorite Five of Wands. Again, in terms of NPD abuse, to me, this really depicts the personal persecution that NPDs do. Like being attacked endlessly. And it's never just them. It is a community effort. It is like my son's mom, it is not just her. It is her friends, her family, like the flying monkey syndrome. And to God, I look forward to a historical date where also people who are complicit are held accountable for terrorizing people. But I really, in terms of symbology, I think nothing comes as close to what it feels like to deal with that. And especially because, and this is why my doctorate's going to be so important, because it's not just on the cluster Bs. It's like I really want to put a focus on vicarious and lateral violence through systems like systemic abuse, the justice system, the medical system, even social services. Like, my God, we need to do better. But it also shows this person's nature. It's like, again, their own inner conflict. Because we have to remember their own pathologies. Like, they project, which is why they abuse, but it's because they are not centered in self. They are not regulated. And it's because they don't know how to regulate that they have to abuse, in a sense. It's to take the steam has to be released, right? So the only way that they know how to regulate is by dysregulating other people and bringing harm. So this is them. Okay, well, now that we have that out of the way, okay, so what is headed towards this person is, okay, sorry, let me finish the question, Spirit Team. So this person is like the Tower coming for this person. Like, what is headed towards this person? Okay, again, the drinking. I know it looks celebratory, and there might be, but it's the 9 to the 9. And this guy also reminds me of the Hermit, but the 9 of Wands, yeah, they're also defensive, but see, there's such an emphasis on drinking. This seems to be the focus. Okay, so they're drinking, and they probably do feel good. I mean, that's part of their delusion, and it is very delusional based. And especially if they're terrorizing you, it fills their cups, to be honest. It's, at least with NPDs, you hear about like that parasitic, like, what do they call it? I'm blanking out. Sorry, guys. I'm still really tired. I feel, yeah, my body this week is, Pop is tired. It'll come to me. Anyway, okay, so I feel like they're drinking a lot, which is also, really can't recommend enough. Drinking, not good. Okay. So what else is headed towards this person? The Sun. Okay. To the Ace of Pentacles. To the King of Wands, to the Empress. Oh, I see. They've already found their next person. That's also classic, especially if they are, well, I mean, again, without placing labels of just NPD, but my experience of very abusive, toxic, unwell people is they don't know how to be alone. So before they probably even left you, they already had someone lined up. And this is why they're celebrating. Because not only are they terrorizing you, and also, again, doing what they do, painting you to be the bad guy, blah, blah, blah. So, oh yeah, so they're feeling very empowered, to be honest. Yeah, they're excited about the new empress on the scene that they can terrorize. Well, love bombing, we should say. Never starts off terrorizing, it always starts out dreamy as fuck. Oh yeah, it sure does. Okay. So, Spirit, walk me through then. So what is headed for collective then? Is it the Ten of Swords? Like, is this person really now amped up to like... Because here's the thing. My own experience of this, again, going back to damned if you do, damned if you don't. They're gonna abuse you regardless. Because the whole, and this is where I really disagree with people like Dr. Romani, of like exposing abusers, but specifically NPDs. But here's my thing, and this is what I talk to with my therapist all the time. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you don't expose them and stand up for yourself, they abuse you horrifically. If you unmask them and stand up for yourself, they double down and go extra nutso babutso. But like, what are you to do? This is why, oh my God, I can't even. But it is, it's the thing that makes me the most insane, and why I will literally devote my last breaths on this goddamn planet to really making sure and justice for all isn't just a movie. That like, and especially in this historical time, as everywhere across the world is uprising, and really just like every type of injustice that has been occurring is occurring, like enough is enough. We are gonna flip this goddamn script and table. It may take a hot second, but sometimes it can't be for us. It has to be for the generations that will come after us. Am I right? Okay. Okay, so we're back to this Nine of Swords for your energy. That makes sense. Okay, so let's talk about you. The Hermit. Yeah, no wonder. No wonder. I get it. I get it. Exactly. So you've been worried, you've been quiet, you've been hunkering down, and you're leaving. Okay, what else? The Seven of Cups. Well, you're exploring options. Now, this is centered around a baby, which is a really interesting depiction of the Seven of Cups. Well, they're all offering cups with different gifts to the child. In some ways, you could almost say it's a projection, because people have their own ideas of what they want for that child. It's not really a gift. But on one hand, the baby kind of denotes newness for you, a new life, and the possibilities. Okay, that feels more right. That you're looking at, yeah, because that's what you do also, when, even if it's just a regular divorce. Oh man, what I would give for a regular divorce or separation, or even just a regular old cheater. My God, I literally would. I would give my right arm for just a shitty old cheating situation. Slash divorce. That's beautiful though, because it means that you have hope. You have hope for the future. Beautiful. Okay, but what I really want to know, now that we know, okay, but what I want clarified, so, who is all of that? Three of Swords, like there's consequences here, so who is it for? Temperance, but this is who I call Temptress. She never really gives me the best vibes, to be honest. It depends on the reading. Like when it's a really sexy, fun reading where it's like, ooh la la, I'll take it as like, oh, this person's fun. But because I know that this person is really hell-bent on being disgusting. Okay, well, let's clarify. Tell me more about Temptress, aka Temperance. We also had a lot of fire for your person, because even with the sun, this person could be a Sag, because Sag is ruled by temperance. We saw the sun, Leo, yeah, Aries. Okay, tell me about temperance. Hermit. Okay, that's you. Okay, well, fair enough. Well, I retract. The long hair. Now, hair traditionally, especially growing your hair long, in a lot of cultures, there's the sensitivity. It's meant to be a way to connect to spirit. Now, we see a lot of storminess, but again, the dawn is breaking, and we saw it in that Six of Swords. So again, I feel like you have this connection to whatever your faith or spirituality is, and you're being divinely guided. As long as you stay centered, and it's really challenging when you're dealing with someone quite unwell and destabilizing and scary. And that's the whole point. They want to destabilize. That's the first point of attack, is destabilize you mentally, emotionally, financially, all the things, and to keep you in fear. That's why it's really important to take care of the basics of just like, make sure you get enough sleep, make sure that you can eat as healthy a food as you can. Cortisol is so real. Like, there's just so many things to really make sure that like, regulate yourself, regulate, learn how to take high stress and the way that it really affects your nervous system, like for real. It's really, I call it Shaolin mastery. No understatement here. Okay, so you're in the, okay. So again, tell me, okay, so this is you, and then that's person, okay. So tell me then, who is receiving the Tower? Okay, so let's go back to your pile. Okay, so clarify, what's headed towards you? Oh, that King of Wands to the Tower. But I saw that King of Wands as that person. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So what is the advice, Grandmama, in dealing with this person? What do you want? Okay, hold on. Let me continue to focus, though. I'm not quite getting that. Okay, so what is the advice for collective in navigating their way through? Okay, well, it was the Knight of Cups before, but now it's the Ace of Cups to the King of Cups. So there's a real emphasis, again, I wouldn't say about being loving. Codependency is not required here. I'm all about the gray stone. You do not have to be untenable to this person, even though I'm sure like we could all agree that like, there is like sometimes a righteous indignation because you're like, wow, this person's a real piece of shit. They're abusive. They've been stalking me. They've totally destroyed my life and continue to. But as I've said in my videos, that as I have been going through a kamikaze nosedive, the worse it gets, for me anyways, and my spirit team has been like, I double down on love. I work really hard to become even softer and more gentle, because the very nature of these people is to get you to become how they are. They want to see you react and lose your shit and become like them and react with violence and hostility and also just like appear to be a crazy person because they're the crazy one. But they've really mastered, they've really like, they've locked in. But again, remember that these types of folks operate from a very limited pattern. It's always a pattern. It's about behaviors. Again, going back to observational, it's like, When we observe people, it's like observing the behaviors, and it's always around patterns, and that's why it's actually really identifiable. And what frustrates me about the courts not being properly trained, if you know what to look for and you understand the pattern, it is so identifiable. It is so quick and easy. So stay in your heart, have compassion for yourself, find other things that you love, because that's the other thing that they love to do, is they want to take all of your attention and keep it on them, no matter what, for good, for bad, whatever. They always want you locked in on them. The idea of you focusing on anything else other than them makes them cuckoo manuku. But that's why joy is radical. You know, I really do. I really believe in it. That this and that are true. You can be living a hellish nightmare and also allow yourself to find the beauty and joy and love in everyday things. So it's to stay heart-centered. And also that's what my grandmama would absolutely say. That's why she died in prayer. Oh, she was a lover and she was a forgiver and she prayed for everybody. Okay, so let's go back to this ding dong. Okay. Okay, who's the Empress for this person? Justice. Tell me more. Because the Empress has come twice. Death. Okay, tell me more. I'm not quite putting it together. The Four of Cups, again, it's the energy of the Four of Pentacles. It's bratty, it's entitled. See, and again, he's relaxed. It is, again, choosing to see the cup as half empty, always wanting more, not being satisfied, being bored. But there is something here around they don't get to have the thing that they want. Whether the Empress is a person or is just an example of something, but it does seem to be like the thing that really smarts for them is that, again, because we see their excitation, they're feeling like, again, the Nine of Cups, they're celebrating, they're feeling themselves, they're probably definitely indulging, they're showing up as the sun, they're feeling very confident, and they're love bombing. But okay, so what happens? Maybe the Empress is you. Oh yeah, so like back to this drinking. And then the Five of Swords. Okay, well, we gotta wrap it up, Grandmama. So, like, what is the conclusion? Hold on, let's pull these cards back. What is the conclusion for this person? I see them very clearly. They are this Five of Wands. They're nothing but conflict. And again, they really get off on also torturing and watching people get tortured. Yuck. I don't know. They do seem to find, sometimes though, sick fucks tend to find a partner that's also a sick fuck. Because also, I don't love the way, and again, I never really loved how this person kills the thing. Oh my god, like what? Oh my god, did they end up picking a partner that's even sicker than them, and this person gives them a fucking run for their money? Oh man. Okay, what's the communication about? Okay, sorry, it's the Eight. Yeah, Eight of Wands. Yeah. Tell me everything. Nine of Cups. Yeah. Oh, the Devil to the King of Wands. Okay, so yeah, they have this like fucking counterpart, but I'm actually feeling as though their counterpart. This doesn't make any fucking sense. But to be honest though, also life is just weird and gross sometimes. So sometimes things play out super shit where, yeah, we don't see the karmic justice necessarily all the way. This person might just absolutely be having the gayest old time of their life. While you suffer. Okay, so let's just get an outcome for this Dirt King Snake. What is the outcome for this person? Okay, Five of Cups. Yes. And there's a lot of dead bodies. Okay, well, what's the Three of Cups about? Because I did see that come up before. Oh, the 3 to the 4. Oh, it's interesting. It's like the 5 of Cups to the 3 of Cups to the 4 of Cups. But again, there's so much cup action. I really do think substances are here. Yeah, like even if they are love bombing, because like just because someone else has moved on to someone, there's usually the one that got away for them. Like especially if you're the one to leave or to initiate, it is always going to drive these people crazy because they need to be in control. It's not even about like, they have to be in control at all times. So that's why also the punishment is even bigger for those that are the truth tellers. You rip off that mask, you expose. You also know your worth, know your value, where you're like, you know what? Enough. I'm out of here. Eat shit. So they may pretend as though they hate your fucking guts, but there's always this like behind the scenes, I'm sure they're reminiscing. Because again, they're delusional. It is true, like, at least for NPDs, there's a lot of actual delusion involved in this. But in this Five of Cups, it's like the wreckage of their past. Every cup is filled with dead, haunted bodies. And also, she's half skull. And to be honest, like, I've actually listened to accounts from NPDs in recovery. It's very few and far between. But they've identified that how they would describe themselves as an empty, haunted house. There is nothing there behind the masks. And that's why it's just masks. You can take off one mask from another. There's nothing there. They mimic. That's all they do. And they go from person to person, and you'll notice they'll change who they are. I know BPDs do that as well, but NPDs do it as well. And it makes sense. My son's mom, I never understood it. And like, yeah, we can change our aesthetic and stuff, but not to the extent the way that a cluster B will. I remember totally, and like the second that I ended my relationship, hand to God, within a month or two, they looked and dressed and talked like a completely different person. It is otherworldly. But the wreckages of the past, and they're probably reminiscing and seeing they're unhappy. Because that's the thing, they always want the thing that they can't have. You know? So while they are love bombing someone else, and it's also, again, about rubbing it in your face to, again, appear as though that they have all the things that they want, yeah, on the inside, it's just like they're dying. It's like the wreckages of the past. Because to me, NPD disorder really is what in Vedic astrology, Rahu and Ketu, but basically one is the head of the snake or the dragon. It's the appetite, but it has no body, so it just consumes, and it can never be satiated. It is never enough. And that's how I feel like this person is. It'll never be enough. So you don't have to worry. Whoever they've moved on to, oh, trust me, it is just a matter of time before that person figures it out. And the thing is, though, is that NPDs will find other NPDs. Abusers will sometimes find other abusers to hook up with. In fact, there is a diagnosed, purportedly, as they claim, they are an NPD who also falls into the spectrum of BPD. And someone had asked them how they got diagnosed and helped. And they had said that they were actually with someone who was more abusive. And it was through being in a really abusive relationship with this person. And as they were seeking treatment from that, thankfully they had a clinician who was probably very well versed in personality disordered people and saw also the same traits. Anyways, so my point being though is that like it appears as though they've kind of met their match. They will be busy, but yeah, what I see from this whole reading, you have a lot of support. I would say spiritual support is never enough. Please look up, for wherever you are in this world, as many resources as possible. It usually is great to start with shelters, specifically women's shelters for domestic violence. And just move as carefully as possible. Do what you need to do to stay safe. But just know that this person is like full steam ahead. But we saw that you're being guided with the Six of Swords. Okay, hold on. Let's just get a quick... Okay. So Grandmama, what do you want Collective to know about what's headed towards them? Like realistically. Okay. Two of Penties. Yes. King of Wands again. Yes. Oh, it's this person. Or are you in a new... What? Okay, what? Okay, no, like Spirit Team, we had a whole hour to go over this. Like, why are we getting... It's the Two of Pentacles to the King of Wands to the Sun, to the Nine of Pentacles, back to the sweaty bed sheets, to the Eight of Wands, communication, to the Knight of Cups. So are you the Empress then? They're coming back in to love bomb you and to like bring you back in? Okay, tell me about the intention of this person right now. I need to end this reading. It's way too long. Nine of Swords. To the World. To the Three of Swords. Okay, so that's what the warning is. It's not that they have a new person. They've locked in on you again. Or maybe you just started dating this person and you don't know what's coming. Because the first part of your reading was just like happiness. Because all the same cards are here. Their intention, though, is this. That's their intention. So if you feel like you've met your match, but confusion is always your best. If you are confused, if you feel constantly confused, especially in conflict with someone, and it's always you're internalizing it, going back to that Nine of Swords, where you're like, it's my fault. What am I doing wrong? Like, what's happening? Why is it, beginning like, oh my God, please. This person does not have good intentions. So that's what it is. I feel like you've just recently started dating someone or have been with someone. And maybe you've just gone through, again, the love bombing stage. That first year or two, just beautiful. Sometimes abusers don't become abusive until, again, you're pregnant. Pregnancy can really trigger people, and that's when the abuse starts. It can take a while. The grooming is long. It's a long game with these people. Okay, so that's what it is. You're the Empress. You're Temperance. They're locked in on you. And I'm telling you, I also suspect that this person has some substance abuse issues. But the longer you stay with this person, we saw all those cards. Like, they are looking to get weird real fast. So that's the conclusion. Oh, boy. Oh, and then going back to the Hierophant. So has this person proposed to you? Is that what it is? It's not the divorce. Maybe you're about to get married to this person. Oh God, do not marry this person. Do not marry this person. Do not move in with this person. Although we see sweaty bed sheets, the Four of Wands. It looks like you're already living with this person. Oh God, do not marry this person. Start quietly planning your escape. Like, I'm talking quiet, don't even discuss it. Before you even do the breakup, have everything. A separate bank account, different SIM card for your phone, like the works. Like the works, a new place lined up, everything. Like, move in silence. Have everything ready to go. Like, if you're living together, have a plan so that if they're away for the day, that you can have everything moved out, put into a storage locker, a container, like whatever it takes. I'm telling you, move in silence. Have all of your ducks in a row. Okay. Wow. Yeah, this week, I don't know what is going on in the world. This week has just been interesting. That is for sure. So really, please take care of yourselves out there. Okay? Yeah. Stay blessed, stay golden.